I found a training video, a police training video on how to do a felony stop from your first year in law enforcement.
From my first year in law enforcement?
1973.
Get out of here. I was born in 71.
Were you?
Yeah.
But I thought it would be fun because obviously it's old timey and I love old timey shit. But I thought it'd also be interesting for you to, point out what they did that was probably looks weird by today's standards, I'd imagine, right?
Probably, yeah.
Old timey technique.
100%. Yeah, there was a watershed event in the late 70s in California where 4 CHP officers were killed one at a time responding to a traffic stop. And since then, that's when they really changed like the way you conduct a felony stop. They came up with actual tactics. So I'm curious to see what this looks like.
What was that called? I've heard that.
The Newhall incident. The Newhall incident. Yeah. Look it up if you haven't seen it. It's not fun. It's depressing. But that was 70. I can't remember. It was later in the 70s. This is pre that, I think. I should probably Google that right now.
Yeah, the Newhall shooting.
The Newhall incident. Hang on. Newhall incident.
1970.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so this is subsequent to that. So, okay. That just changes it a little bit. It might have decent info. We'll see.
Newhall and the FBI shootout in Miami are like the 2 most famous law enforcement shootouts, right?
And there is some apocryphal stuff about the both of those. Like the FBI one about how they found their spent shell casings like in their pocket because they had a training scar. That may or may not be true. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like they were pocketing the brass.
Yeah, so when you have I started with police revolver was my first duty weapon.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, when I was a seasonal cop in Ocean City in 94, the seasonal guys got revolvers and the full-time guys got Beretta 92s. Anyway, the idea being if you're at the range shooting a qual or whatever with your revolver, bang, 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 you run out, you would open the cylinder with these 2 fingers like that and then push the plunger to get the brass out. And there was a training scar where people would catch the brass in their hand and put it in their pocket so they wouldn't have to pick up brass after they're done shooting. That's a pain in the ass and no one likes to do it. And so the possible thing that happened in the FBI shootout in Miami is they found brass in their pocket because they were taking the time to catch the brass and put it in their pocket before they reloaded, which could cost you seconds in a gunfight. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But that's a very famous story in law enforcement.
I'm sure there's some videos on those. That might be a little depressing to watch, but I mean, it might be fun too. I'm sure there's some good.
Couldn't be any worse than dead children. So,
Yeah, that's true. I can always hold that over you. Like if you're like, man, this is depressing. Like, I could pull up some dead kids if you want.
Yes. The casings would not be that hot, Mr. Donald. Yeah, I saw that. A little bit, but not really, not that hot. They get real hot coming out of a semi-auto for some reason. If you catch one of those. But no, I've done it, and it wasn't so hot that it burned my hand. So, fun fact. All right, moving on. Music. I knew the music would sound like that.
Everything about it is so perfect.
That's awesome. Felony vehicle stop. Look at that land boat.
It gets like what 6 miles to the gallon.
It's got an 8-liter engine, and it produces 95 horsepower for some reason.
Look at these badasses.
Yeah, they're gonna knock over a bank.
They're all in their 40s.
Yeah,
I guess guys in their 40s rob banks. I don't know.
These are all cops, by the way. Look at that cop haircut and cop mustache.
Jesus, with the suspense.
You're probably wondering, did he fire 6 shots or only 5? I love the helmet, dude. The helmet on the guy who's not on a motorcycle is so good. So good.
Why did they do that?
Yeah.
That's why.
I guess so. In case he get hit over the head or something. I have no idea.
It wouldn't stop a bullet, right?
No, that's to protect you from like someone hitting you over the head with something. That's what that's for. I do like the shotgun rack on the dashboard. That's pretty badass.
That's fucking hilarious, the helmet.
There's no need to repeat grim statistics, The police officer knows his chances for survival have narrowed. To defeat these increasing odds, it is up to the individual officer and his department to prepare. Prepare literally for survival.
Prepare.
1 Adam, silent alarm, bank of A.
She's the village bicycle, by the way. 100%.
100%. Oxnard, California. Why are all these like police training videos from California?
I think the proximity to Oxnard is not that close to LA, but I think because Hollywood is in SoCal and LAPD and LASD rather, were like the two flagship agencies for a long time when it came to
till that whole Rodney King thing.
Training. Yeah. SWAT came out of LA. Felony stops came out of SoCal from CHP. When did law enforcement start using Glocks and SIGs? In the 90s, roughly, Mr. Diz or Miss Diz. Didn't mean to presume your gender.
Well, all right, Mr. I think.
5th and A.
Would you?
Yeah, betrothed.
Adam. Unit 2 Adam and 3 Adam, backup 1 Adam.
1 Adam, 10-4.
Wow,
that's so ridiculous.
I bet he's fun at parties.
Yeah.
Experience will tell.
Oh my God. Bro, the walk.
Wow. I didn't even see them carrying a shotgun when they went in.
I did.
Did you?
So yeah, the guy on the
Eagle-eyed.
right in the back had a long gun of some kind. I couldn't tell it was a shotgun, but so yeah, tactics wise, if an armed bank robbery is called in to the police, what we don't do is pull up right in front of the bank and then get out and start walking inside.
Run right in. Yeah.
I can't imagine that was ever what anybody would do, but maybe.
Well, this isn't a bank robbery training video. It's a felony stop video. So they needed a reason to get to the felony stop.
Right. I got you.
These guys that just killed a cop and robbed a bank, they're going to try and... Gosh, I guess they do have to stop people that killed cops and robbed banks.
Yep.
That's crazy. Oh, hey, Mars.
All right.
This
1 month.
officer is dead. Why?
Thank you, buddy.
Very simply, he wasn't
This
prepared.
police officer is dead.
He
Thank
wasn't
you for
prepared.
He effed around and found out, as the kids say these days.
Let's take it back to when the officer received the call and see what he could have done and survived.
Whether there's an error in continuity. His chin strap is unstrapped, whereas the face on video is strapped up. So
Holy shit, you are eagle-eyed. Wow.
I do what I can.
Yeah. It's almost like you're a professional.
I mean, lots of time listening to the music.
Silent alarm, bank of A. Levy, 5th and A. Adam.
Every time she keys up the radio, thinks about the fun time he had with her at the Christmas party in the copy room.
One Adam.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, is that Marshall?
Lord.
Well, first of all, I'm on the scene.
Hey guys, I'm 10-4 on that.
First of all,
First of all,
it looks like Marshall.
it does.
Units 2 Adam and 3 Adam, backup. 2 Adam, approaching from the east on B Street. 3 Adam, from the south on Oxnard Boulevard.
Very specific.
TA approximately 3 minutes.
Notice the officer does not rush in blindly. He takes a position where he can observe the scene in relative safety.
He's like, last episode I thought I died. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, you mean they're going to come out with shotguns and kill me?
Oh my gosh.
Point,
I love
he
this,
can-
by the way. This is my favorite thing we've done so far. This is great.
Oh, there's probably a ton more of these.
Good.
Analyze the situation and determine the best apprehension procedure.
This guy's the lookout, I
He
guess.
observes
That's
a
right.
possible lookout standing near the door and a possible getaway car with a driver, plus he notes the number of pedestrians, which makes an immediate confrontation most hazardous. The
Smart.
officer knows he must make a cautious approach. A gunfight on the street is out of the question. The officer immediately notifies communications of his
Would he get out of his
exact
car?
location, description of suspects, their vehicle,
I think who
and what
knows?
direction they are headed. The officer makes a wise decision. He allows the suspects to leave the bank.
I'm just looking at the comments right now.
First of all, I'm on pursuit.
Packing a 92 Bissell Dust Storm 3000 officer pudding vacuum. Oh, you guys are the best. I love it.
They aren't they?
Is his prime concern at this point.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Our chat is funnier than most shows on YouTube.
Yes, 100%.
100% true.
100%.
All units have been notified by the dispatcher, and the officer follows the suspects. He keeps a safe and discreet distance while reporting speed and direction. He has a difficult decision to make.
Take your time, dude.
Where does he make the stop? He must take into consideration a list of factors such as time of day, location of backup units, geographical area, population density, lighting, traffic, and the possibility of having to go in pursuit. He cannot wait too long. The backup units are in constant touch with communications. Once they've received instructions from 1A, they proceed to close in. The officer must be prepared in advance for immediate action prior to...
Good thing he fuddled with his shotgun right there for no reason.
Yeah, for zero reason. Yeah, I like it. One option is to pull up alongside the offending dirty hippies and shoot them in the face.
A face full of buckshot will stop him.
That's right.
Stop. He releases his shotgun, places a public address
mic
Oh,
he's released. It's held in by, of course.
Board, and has the radio mic on the seat. The location for the stop has been selected by 1A and communications notified. He uses the red lights and siren at the wrong...
Now, why would they turn down a dead end?
They wouldn't. I mean, unless they were idiots, but... Like
and
I
what
said,
kind of sign says not a through street?
That's a very common sign where I am. If it's like it'll say dead end or not a through street, so people know that it's basically if you're like escaping like a wildfire or a natural disaster, you don't want to go down a street with that sign on it.
Right time. In close, it surprises and gives the officer a psychological edge. Unable to react, the suspects stop. Note the position and angle of the police vehicle. Once the officer is in position, he takes total command of the situation.
Oh, he's got a...
That's a 45. Holy crap.
Yeah, he's got a big
He carries
old...
that because they don't make a 46.
Although they don't have a whole lot more rounds than a revolver.
No, that's probably a 7 or 8 round magazine, one in the chamber, so...
But I can't believe they were carrying those kind of guns all the way back then.
Yeah, note the finger on the trigger, which, by the way, is a no-no these days. We don't do that.
Did they back then, though?
Evidently. It's a training film, and they let it go. So
that's true.
Must not have been a problem.
Even though it's bank robbers in there, and you're getting out with your gun drawn, you're still...
I mean, look, back then, if he'd accidentally shot one of the bank robbers in the face, he's fine. He goes back to work the next day. It wasn't a big deal, so...
Yeah.
You know.
His physical advantage is his placement behind the door with the engine block between him and the suspect's vehicle.
That's
From
real.
this vantage position, he can take offensive action if necessary, yet is as protected as possible. He commands them to...
If he has a shotgun, though...
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I would definitely have the shotgun out.
Right?
There were four poor people who just robbed a bank. And also, another thing, wait until there's another unit with you to do the stop. Another probably good idea.
Yeah, you're holding all these guys by... Like, if they decide to start shooting, he's fucked.
I've done it. I mean, I stopped a carload of gangbangers and realized, oh, I'm by myself. That's not great. There's like 7 gangbangers in the car. Like, oh, I probably should have waited for someone else. Didn't do that again.
Yo, fool, what you doing?
Yeah, Run says the car doors won't protect you from bullets, especially not back then. Modern police cars, a lot of them do have 3A Kevlar panels in the door, so between the bottom of the window and the bottom of the door. But no, the idea here is the car is canted in such a way that he's got engine block, tire, brake disc, all that stuff in between him and the bullets coming in, unless they can shoot him in the face. But he's right, the door won't stop it, but still, good idea.
Our buddy Takedown DDT, pair character... Oh, it's a super sticker. Pair character sliding on the floor on his knees saying, goal!
Goal! Like that?
Aaron Imholt from Steel Toe also, likes to hit the goal. That's his whole
Oh,
His whole
Jesus.
spiel with the Streamlabs, PayPal,
PayPal,
Venmo.
Venmo.
You just don't make money on YouTube unless you beg for it.
Right.
Their hands
Thank you, Takedown DDT.
Yeah, appreciate that, buddy.
palms up on the dash. Suspects in the rear, hands on the back of the front seat.
Look at they're praying to
Driver
Mecca.
very slowly turns off the engine and drops the keys out the window. The officer should not attempt the arrest alone. As the backup units arrive, they will work as a well-trained team.
There we go.
with a
First of
second
all,
officer
I got a
automatically
shotgun.
covering the
Yeah.
arresting officer.
Officer Pudgy.
When the backup officer is in position, the suspects are ordered from their vehicle by the arresting officer. All suspects should be ordered to exit from the same side of the vehicle, allowing for the
That's
best
just not possible
observation
today.
and minimize
It's
escape
not easy.
opportunities.
With those big old
The
bench seats, it
arresting
wasn't a
officer
problem.
instructs the suspects out in this specific order. First, the man in the right front or passenger side. Backup officer has a clear field of fire using the trunk of Unit 1A
so funny, like-
as cover.
The idea that they would just pull over.
And get out
You
with
know?
their hands like...
Well, just the pulling over at all. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded, but I find that hard to believe they would just pull over and give up. Like, why not try to run at least, you know?
I mean, there's been some pretty epic gunfights, especially in California, that started at bank robberies.
Yeah, North Hollywood.
The driver is ordered out and assumes the same positioning to the
Sir,
left
I
of
need
the
you to
first
scooch
suspect.
over and
It
exit
is
the vehicle,
important
please.
to get the driver out quickly.
Scooch
since there
faster.
is always a possibility
Scooch
that he might
to
have
your-
a second
to
set
your
of
right.
keys. The arresting
So someone just messaged me and said, fuck, I can't with the John slip.
officer
We'll
commands
watch
the
it again, I
suspect
promise.
to sink to
Okay.
his knees and then assume a prone position. Now the suspect in the right rear is instructed to follow suit. He is told to face left. This way, the suspects cannot see one another as they are handcuffed.
And they
The
cannot
arresting
communicate.
officer
Yeah,
verbally
they're being
controls the
awfully
suspects.
compliant, eh?
The last man to be removed is a suspect sitting in the left rear. The arresting officer checks the
These days, we'd have them
suspect's
cross their
vehicle
ankles as
carefully.
well.
Yeah,
Fun fact.
they would. Nobody's getting out of it. Like, how often without like a car chase and a pit maneuver is a chase ending like this?
Not often. If they're going to comply or they're not. So if they're going to comply, they're going to comply all the way. They're going to do all the things they're told to do. But after a fresh 211 armed at a bank, I don't think they're going to just pull over and give up. So
Seems like you go to jail for a long. And that's like a federal thing too, right? Because it's a bank and
Yeah.
all.
yeah, correct.
That doesn't sound like fun.
To ensure additional suspects might be hidden from view. The vehicle will be thoroughly searched after the suspects are handcuffed. Sufficient assistance has arrived to allow movement. The arresting officer takes the handcuffs from the first backup officer and moves into a control position to begin handcuffing and initial physical searching. He will continue to maintain command of the situation until suspects are ready for transport. Handcuffing will be in a right-to-left sequence.
If he's like, I can't breathe.
As in this procedure, the suspects cannot see
Yeah,
what
they didn't
is
do
happening.
that back then.
This
No.
is another factor in keeping a suspect physically
Terrible,
and psychologically
terrible pat down, by the way.
off
That was
balance.
Yeah.
horrendous.
Notice the arresting
He just kind of like rubs his hand on him.
Yes.
officer cups the hands behind the back. Always handcuff a suspect behind the back, never
Wow,
in front
jumping
where
on
he
him.
or she
Knee on the
can
shoulder, though.
He's very excited. Knee on the shoulder is good. That's what you're supposed to do. Not like that exactly, but he's close. He's warm, at least.
Does it look like his friend back there is pointing a gun at him?
It does.
and manipulate their hands. When cuffing, also make sure the cuffs are double locked. After handcuffing, the arresting officer makes a cursory check.
Do you know
for
what double
weapons.
locked means, Joe? In
I
police
don't.
department?
No, I mean, I was handcuffed a couple times, but I don't know if they were double locked.
By the police or
Yes.
some guy? Okay.
No.
Yeah, double lock is there's a little see the handcuff key has that sort of circle at the top of the little pointy thing.
Mhm.
There's a little eyelet that you punch in, and it prevents the cuffs from tightening down once you sit on them. So that's why you double lock the cuffs so you don't hurt the person's wrist or cut off circulation. But if someone's being really really non-compliant, you're gonna be able to double lock and you sit them down, and those cuffs get really uncomfortable really quick. So it happens.
Yeah, have you ever been handcuffed for any amount of time? It's not particularly comfortable.
Yeah, for training, I was playing a role player as a bad guy. It's not fun.
Though a more thorough search will be made before the suspect is placed in the patrol unit for transportation.
Hey, Daddy-o,
this initial
I didn't do
search
nothing wrong.
must be made.
Right.
Notice the search pays off as handguns are found. Note also
Oh, gee
that
whiz,
the
officer! This isn't even my jacket. I don't know where that gun came from.
Found weapons
If
in
you
his...
do the amount of times people said to me during a search, first of all, bad guys for some reason wear like 2 pairs of pants all the time. I have no idea why.
Really?
Yeah, they got like boxers and then shorts and sweatpants and then jeans on top of that. I have no idea. Ask any cop; they'll confirm that for you. And then you pull like that little square pocket on the right, like on your jeans. It's sort of inset to the front. Yeah, we call it the dope pocket because people put their crack and heroin in that for some reason.
That's what I
think we're never gonna find it. And then they're always like, "Oh, these aren't my pants." I'm like, "Okay." I've heard that 100 times.
I don't know if I've ever worn someone else's pants.
Other than renting a tuxedo, I've never worn anyone else's pants. So.
Waistband,
it's not my heroin.
Where he can keep control of the weapon, plus maintaining the chain of evidence. Note how the officer maintains
get off
physical
me, flat
control.
foot.
Each suspect is searched.
I love the
again.
guys. Like, I guess criminals do really do that, but like just shove a pistol in their waistband, not in a holster. That seems very unsafe. Maybe with those double action handguns that they had back then, like those.
It's ill advised. I know a federal agent who is minus 1 testicle as a result.
Joking.
Nope. As a result of not wanting to put a holster on after work and putting a Glock 19 in his waistband. Almost died. Almost bled to death. Nicked his femoral artery and blew one of his testicles off. So yeah, I don't recommend putting a gun in your pants without a good rigid, proper holster that's made for the gun you're using. Like, it's really important.
Got that, kids? Don't put a gun in your waistband.
Yes.
This is most important. Too many officers have been killed by a suspect who was thought to be clean. Using established procedures, the apprehension is completed with a minimum of danger. 4 felony suspects have been arrested by a single, well-trained officer using sound techniques and a team approach.
I just realized we're giving John shit because his channel got struck. There's all kinds of guns in this video.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah, we're already 8 minutes in. Fuck it.
Let's
if we get
look
taken
back
off
at
the air, we love you
operation and
guys.
stress the vital factors. The officers utilized every advantage possible, both physical and psychological. They were cool. They did not rush headlong into the situation. They did not play hero. Too many brave but foolish and untrained officers have died by exposing themselves unnecessarily.
Amazing.
Remember these points. Be prepared. The suspects have done their homework and are prepared. Are you? Approach a potentially dangerous situation with extreme caution. Observe, diagnose, and plan. Plan your action, and when possible, develop pre-planning so that preliminaries are reflexive actions
pre-planning for your preliminaries.
On a particular
nice alliteration.
Always
park your vehicle so it offers
prior planning your preliminaries.
Concealment for
Probably.
yourself. When possible, utilize your shotgun. It is a far better weapon than your
shoot
handgun
the suspect
for
in
most
the head.
situations, both
In the
ballistically
face.
and psychologically. Remember your radio. It is your lifeline to your station and
technology.
supporting units.
It's amazing that any of
Note
this
how
existed.
the arresting officer utilizes the cuffs of the backup officers. Learn to work as a team in backup
All this
situations.
shenanigans that here, I've never seen
take
anything like this.
anything for
They're running
granted.
around in circles.
Yeah, all that
Always
stuff they
search the
do, that's
suspect
really bizarre.
thoroughly. With proper and frequent training, the odds
We're
in the
practicing
street
for the
against
synchronized
individual
policing
officer can
Olympics.
be
That's what it
narrow.
looks like a little
But
bit,
it
huh? Like
depends
it's an
on
event.
the department, and above all, it depends on you, the individual officer.
Yes, you.
Yes.
Mike Willever.
Nice Challenger.
Yeah, that's a dope car.
Yeah. Yeah, was this sponsored by Dodge Chrysler Plymouth? This whole video seems like it.
This
It's the only
officer
car that
survived
existed
because
back then.
He knew his
Yeah.
job and performed it well. He
It's a cool
can go
color,
home
too.
with a deserved feeling of accomplishment in knowing he has again served
And now he can go
protected his
home
community.
and see if that dispatcher's had one too many.
Now he could go home and beat his wife.
Yeah. Maybe. This was back in the days. Holy mackerel. That was fun. I want to
So-
do that every week.
What do you think? Police training from 1973 versus today? How would you do a felony stop differently?
A lot of that stuff is still pretty spot on. The positioning of the car is still, have them throw the keys out the window is still a thing. Although now, I guess, with a push button start, I guess keys out the window would still be effective. And getting them out of the car one at a time. I would have them come back to me, walk backwards towards me instead of having them lay. Excuse me, I just bumped my mic. Instead of having them lay next to each other in the grass, I prefer to get one out, have him walk back to me, kneel him down, cuff him, frisk him, stuff him, hand off to someone else. Because I'm not trying to approach them with all four of them or laying down. If they decide to not lay down anymore and I'm up there by myself, that's not great. So that's one thing I would change. And a much better pat down. I think you did mention he's going to get a way better frisk before they put him in the car. But the stuff police miss on frisks, there's a wall of shame at every jail where there's guns, knives, crack pipes, all sorts of stuff that made it past the arresting officer and into the jail.
Well, you guys had a video on the main channel not too long ago out of Chicago where a dude had a gun when they transported him to the jail, and the minute they opened the door to take him out, he started shooting.
Yep. It's you're in a hurry, you're not interested in going through all the steps, and it's late, you're tired, whatever. The pat down before putting him in the car is one of the most important things you do in your whole shift, because that'll get you killed.
I can't believe you miss it. Like a bag of dope, you could see somebody missing. It's little, whatever. Sure. But a gun, you figure. I feel like when I carry my gun, I feel like everybody knows it because I'm so little. And even though my gun's little, it's still, I feel like everybody can see it.
Yeah, most people don't even notice it. Don't think to look for a gun. So it's every cop on a surveillance thinks he's been made by the bad guy. And usually you haven't, but you just feel he knows I'm back here. But
have you done that kind of thing in the movies where they're sitting on a stakeout, eating pistachios for 8 hours?
Yes. Yeah, it's a big part of what I do. Surveillance is that's where you get to know your partner really well. You're sitting there for hours and hours, nothing to do but talk. If you're on the eye, it's intense. I prefer to switch. So being on the eye just means you're the one with eyes on the suspect, the car, the residence, the business, whatever you're watching. You're on the eye and you're calling out to other agents or officers or detectives or whatever, what you're seeing. And being on the eye is stressful because you can't really break your attention. You have to be paying attention 100% of the time.
100%.
100%. But yeah, I enjoyed that sort of work. It was a lot of fun. I almost killed a probation officer once by accident by telling a joke. We were on the eye for an Asian gang takedown. A SWAT team was on its way.
Oh, hello.
We were just watching this house, and I told a story about a bad guy that I arrested who had a stutter and said things funny in a speech impediment, and I hit the punchline just as my partner was drinking out of a bottle of water, and he started to laugh and started choking and started convulsing and passed out, and I had to get out of the car right across the street from the location we were surveilling and perform basically emergency procedures on him to keep him from dying. We almost blew the whole thing, so that was fun. I sure do hope you liked that last clip. You know you did. If you did like it, do me a favor, hit the like button. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. What could it hurt? I mean, why not? It's free. Enjoy.